Okay. Hi.
Hey.
Hey.
We're here.
Hey, we're here with Chris Darnall.
Hello.
Is
New
it Darnall
instructor.
or Darnell?
It's Darnell.
I knew it.
Yeah, he just likes to say it like that.
It's spelled like that.
It is felt like that.
Yeah. So here you are, a new instructor at Owens.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh.
Fresh, new.
Yeah.
Just, did you get your permanent one in?
No, I still haven't got my double I is not in. I got my permanent CFI.
Oh, okay.
But the
All
double
right.
I still-
Yeah, that's
still
right. You
waiting on
took the
that.
double I. What? How long ago did you take that?
Oh, whoa. That was like the last week of May, I think.
Okay,
Was
yeah.
my double I.
Fresh. It's fresh.
Mhm.
Ink hasn't even dried yet.
Fresh off the block.
That's right. How'd you end up getting into flying?
When were you born?
That's right. Let's start there. Let's start. When were you born?
I'm born in 98, so I'm still
Oh.
technically a 90s baby.
Holding on to it.
I'm holding on to it, yeah.
I was born in 89, so I'm 80s baby.
No.
We still qualify.
Hold on
to it.
Yeah, we're holding on to it. Yeah, so yeah.
Ryan doesn't like that. He's a real 80s baby.
Yes, mid 80s.
yeah,
Old mid 80s.
So as soon as you were born in an airplane?
So yeah,
I was born in an airplane. Yeah, they brought me straight here. They gave me a parachute, said jump out, and that's how I ended
and
up
so
over
you
here.
started flying when you were like an infant, right?
Pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great information. No, how'd you end up getting interested in flying?
I always kind of was, I just thought aviation was just like really cool, like just the engineering that goes into the planes and like everything about it. I just thought it was cool. I didn't really know though, like how to get into it. Like I didn't know
Yeah.
like there was flight schools like at every airport or, wherever
Almost
you find
every
them.
airport.
Yeah. I thought you just had to like know somebody that was a pilot to like get into it.
Yeah.
So I never really pursued it as a career whenever I was like in high school.
Okay, so you started getting into it in high school?
I was
Interested?
I actually did like a history. We did like a history fair in 8th grade, and my topic that I chose was like the Blue Angels because like I just thought they were super fascinating. My dad took me to Pensacola one year. We went to like the Naval Museum over
Yeah.
there, and they had all the Blue Angel stuff. So
Ryan loves Pensacola.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not
Well,
a
I
fan?
tried to go to one of the shows and the summer show in Pensacola, and we didn't make it. I was kind of upset because we didn't get to see the show. No, we ended up there were so many people. We got there late. We weren't able to park. So then we left, and then we ended up going to eat at some restaurant, and I could see the Blue Angels flying over.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
So
but
you're
it
like,
was.
oh.
I should have
But
seen
it was
them.
like, yes, I should be closer so I can see that better. So I was really mad.
yeah, I mean sometimes you can see them practicing though, like if you're at the beach, like
Yeah,
around there.
Ryan's like, it's not the same.
it's
They're
not the
just saying
same.
the same,
Actually, after the show was over, like we ate at the restaurant, and then I wanted to drive down. We drove down this road, and we found a park where we could have been. It was like on the bay side of where they were doing their. They do it along the beach. Their show
Mm-hmm.
in Pensacola Beach, and so it was on the bay side, and we could have sat there. There was nobody there. So anyway, it let down. But I ended up going to an air show in Houston, Wings Over Houston.
Made up for
Nice.
it.
Made up for it.
That's
Got
pretty
to see
sweet.
them.
Were
They
so
were
they
there?
were there? Yeah.
They were there. I
Okay.
made sure. After that, I searched for the next show they were going to be at, and I bought tickets right then.
Ryan will get his way.
I will get it.
Some way or another.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
if you're listening and you're a Blue Angel and you would like to be on this podcast, we would love to have you.
we would. That would be cool.
That would be
That would
pretty
be really cool.
That would be really cool.
Yes. Just got to drive to Lafayette.
Yeah.
Or fly. You could just. Yeah, actually, we have ramp space. If you want to park one of the planes here on the
Yes.
ramp, it's be perfect.
That would
All
be
right.
cool.
See y'all soon.
Maybe even a Zoom podcast. I don't
Yeah.
know about the editing for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we could set them on the table here.
Yeah, just put his face on the table.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So back to you.
So you were at the job fair.
No, I
Or
was
history
just,
fair? Well,
it
here-
was like a history fair in 8th grade, and it was just like me. I had to present to like my teachers like the history of the Blue Angels.
You chose them though?
I chose
Okay.
them, yeah. So like I was always interested in like aviation, just like at a young age. Like
Could you do that presentation right now?
no way, no, that was so long ago. No, so I kind of like I didn't really know how to like pursue like aviation as a hobby or a career, so I just kind of gave up on it all through like high school and even like the start of college. Like I just went into accounting because that's what my dad was he's an accountant, so
He's a CPA.
yeah, he's a CPA.
Yeah.
So I just went to college for accounting. My first
How long were you in accounting?
like in college.
Yes.
Um,
Did you do 2 years, 3 years?
yeah, so about 2 years. So I graduated high school, went to LSU.
Oh, I thought you went to UL.
I did end up at UL. That's
okay.
a story for a later
Okay.
date.
All right.
So yeah, I was at LSU in accounting. Passed like most like the like preliminary classes, like the
Yeah.
non-accounting classes. But when it came to the accounting classes, I just couldn't really get into it. Like I was just not interested at all in
Staring at numbers.
accounting. Yeah, just looking at numbers. Like especially the legal side, like all the different rules, I couldn't figure it out. So, but my dad was an accountant, so I tried to stick with it as long as I could. But my grades were suffering because I just stuck out with it a little too far. So
How many years were you at LSU?
just 2.
Oh, 2 years. Okay.
Yeah, 2 years. And so I decided, me and my parents both kind of decided like maybe it's just better if I came back to Lafayette and just switched my major to something else. And so I did that. I went to SLCC for a semester to kind of pick my GPA up to get into UL.
Yeah.
So then once I went to UL, I got into business management
Okay.
as a degree. A lot easier than accounting was.
So
at least
what
for
year
me.
was that when you switched over?
Oh man, that was like my junior year of college, I think. So yeah, I was in college for about 5 years. But I mean, I didn't really know what to do with that management degree, so I started, researching like careers, and I always was like interested in aviation, so I started looking up, like doing some actual research on like how to get into it. And
Yeah.
I saw like, like they have like the ATP schools, and like their website pops up. So I went to my dad and I was like, hey, so accounting's not really cutting it. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with a management degree. I think I want to be a pilot.
Yeah.
And he looks at me. He's like, what are you talking about? Like, are you
He's probably
serious?
thinking I spent all this money for you to go to LSU.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I mean, I can, drop out of college and just like become a pilot. And he was like, no, well, we want you to get your degree.
Yeah.
Which is, smart. It's a fallback option
Yeah.
in case, I lose my medical or something. He started doing his own research. That's where he found Owens Flight Training.
Yeah.
So he told me, he's like, I found this flight school, but you gotta call him. You gotta set up like your courses and stuff. So that's what I did. So I think I emailed you.
So how did he? How did he find us? Do you know?
I think one of
somebody he know.
Yeah, one of the other partners at his firm. I think her son like came here a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember what his name is exactly,
Yeah.
but yeah. So that was a little bit after. I think I started June 2022. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I emailed you and you were like, "Hey, we're doing a ground school right now. Just
Yeah.
come hop in the class."
Yeah.
So that's how I got started over
So-
here.
And it was you and Antonio.
Yeah, it was me, Antonio, and like there's like 2 other dudes, but like I think both of them like dropped out halfway through the course.
Oh, when did you get your private?
I think it was about like 7 months later, like after June. So, man, I have to look back and check my logbook.
Yeah.
I think it was in March though, like March
Okay.
the next year. So
Who'd
March
you do your
2023.
check ride with?
Ryan Roberts.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember we
That's
had to
right,
fly to Baton Rouge to
Yeah.
go do it because I did the oral here, but the weather was bad that day, so he told
That's
us
right.
we'd
He
have to
came
go
over
fly.
here. Yeah.
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 So you and me made a little not a road trip, but a flight trip over to Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Yeah, to BTR.
How was it for the check ride? Was it pretty tough?
I mean, it was my first check ride, so I didn't really have anything to base it off of.
Yeah.
I thought he was pretty fair. He would kind of like he wouldn't be like he wasn't super strict on like I'd give him like some answers for his questions, and like he wouldn't tell me the answer, but he'd like kind of point me in the right direction, I guess you could say.
I want to guide you.
Yeah, he'd guide me a little bit, like not like a lot, like
Yeah.
I'd have to obviously get it right or else he'd fail me. But
Yeah. So you got your private in March of 2023?
23, yeah.
Yeah. And you did it with Ryan Roberts, then you started your instrument right
I
after
started
that,
my
right?
instrument, yeah. And then that's whenever Emily started working here.
Okay.
So she was my instrument instructor for a while. And I think that one took a little bit longer too, because that one I'm pretty sure I got.
You were still going to UL, right?
I was doing UL
Yeah.
at the same time as my instrument and private until the end of 23. That's whenever I graduated.
Okay.
Yeah, in that fall of 23. Yeah. So, yeah, because I graduated, then I still had to do instrument. And man, like I didn't, after I graduated college, I was like, all right, I'm done with studying for a while. I can like kind of relax. It's like, no,
Nope.
you got to keep studying. You
Yep.
just got to stay on it.
Yes.
So I guess
Study.
that's kind of what, study.
Study.
That's what, I guess I think I got my check ride pushed back for instrument the first time.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
What was it? Weather or just
No, it was
because
just
you
me.
weren't ready?
Yeah, I wasn't. I didn't feel like I was ready.
Was it nerves, or you just actually didn't think?
I just think I was kind of lazy about studying
Gotcha.
for that one. Yeah. So, then she left, and then you had to take over.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you had to take over for my private check ride and
Who'd you do
instrument.
your private with?
Lyle? Or private was with Jacob.
Okay, so
And
yeah,
then
Jacob probably left.
He
about
left
the-
halfway through
yeah.
my training, so you picked up on that one,
Yeah.
and then Emily left, and then you
I had
picked
to
up
pick
again.
up on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, I got to learn from the
Yeah.
best. So
And then
Hey.
who'd you do your check ride with for the instrument?
Lyle.
Did we have to go to New Orleans?
So it was me and another student. So I was a private pilot, so I just flew
Oh
him.
yeah, that's
for
right.
his
I remember
private.
y'all had to fly. Who'd you fly with down there?
Alex.
Alex Foreman?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he was getting his private, and I was getting my instrument. So we rode together in 4-2 Hotel
Yeah.
down the lakefront where Lyle's at, and yeah, he went first. I still kind of wanted to, look over some things before my check ride. So
Oh yeah.
I let him go first.
Still nervous.
A little, I always get nervous. That never goes away for check rides.
Yeah, I think that happens forever.
Yeah, I'm sure even for my multi, I'll be nervous for that one too.
I feel like if Peyton took Ryan for a check ride just for fun, Ryan would still be nervous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just in
Sometimes
case.
I feel like I'm on a check ride with
Yeah.
you. I'm sitting here.
Mhm.
Supposed to know this.
Yeah, so I was kind of nervous. Like whenever I had to take the XDPE that gives us the multi-engine.
Oh yeah, Daryl.
Yeah, he was an old DP, so I was kind of
Yeah.
nervous flying him back to Homa because I thought he'd be like grading me on all my
Oh yeah.
cross country knowledge and that kind of stuff. So I got my instrument with Lyle and Lakefront, and then after that it was commercial, and then that's when I started going to Peyton for
Okay.
my check
Yeah,
rides.
we must have had that's when we got the regular schedule with Peyton.
Yeah, every Thursday.
Who did I guess you kind of flew with everybody for the commercial, huh?
Yeah, I got passed around to all the different CFIs.
By the time you got to commercial, who was here? Who'd you fly with?
Well, I flew with John, I think mostly.
Okay.
For commercial. Yeah, John did most of my commercial training. Then you did some of it too, and I think I flew with Brennan a little bit
Yeah.
as well.
He really did get tossed around.
Oh,
Yeah,
he got
and
tossed around everybody.
Actually, I think I flew with Will as well. So I flew with all. I
there
flew
you
with
go.
everybody.
Yeah. They're like, I just want to fly. I don't care with who.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long they were all so busy, so I had to figure out whose schedule was
Yeah.
open because I'd be kind of lazy about scheduling too. So I'd
Last minute.
wait till the week before to
Yeah.
put
And then
myself
the
on the
schedule's
schedule.
full, so it's hard to
Yeah, so I had to just find a schedule or find a time where one of them is free and a plane's free
yeah.
and go with them.
So you did your commercial with Peyton.
Yeah.
So you've done with 3 different DPs.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, we did CFI, and I probably flew with you once, huh, for CFI?
Yeah, I think John did most of my CFI training.
We did ground together, and then you did the check ride with Peyton,
Yeah.
and then you've done your double I, right?
Yep, with Peyton again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So next is what, multi?
Yeah, I think Brennan's going to be watching Fernando teach me multi because Fernando's going for his
Yeah.
MEI,
Yeah.
right? So that's what they were saying. Yeah, I think Fernando's going to practice on me.
Teaching you, yeah.
And Brennan will be there too in case
Yeah.
he messes up or says something wrong, which
Yeah.
I'm not sure. He probably won't. You know,
Yeah.
smart guy. So I'm excited for that though. Get my multi.
Yeah. So what's your plan for the future?
For the future, just career CFI. Just
Career CFI?
Yeah, just
I don't
doing-
know if I believe that.
Ryan would love to hear that though.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe that.
No, I'll make my own flight school across from.
I don't know if I believe
1129er.
that either.
Yeah.
Might
Get
have
out.
to
Get out.
Yeah. So,
We can fight each other for students.
yeah.
No, I kind of want to do everything, man. I want to do some corporate after CFI, hopefully. Fly like some rich people around.
Yeah.
Feel like that would be kind of fun. And then eventually, work my way up to like airlines along the
Just
way.
something
just
in
kinda,
aviation.
Yeah, I just love aviation. Like I
Yeah.
don't really care what I'm doing as long as I'm flying planes.
Yeah.
Like that's the fun part.
You don't have any kind of like airline you'd like to get with?
I think everybody kind of wants to do Delta, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the big one. So probably Delta.
Delta.
But I mean,
you got American and United.
Yeah, I'd take all three of those. Whichever one will have me.
Whichever one will hire you, huh?
Yeah, whichever one. Whoever pays the best.
So were there any struggles throughout the training that you had?
For commercial, the weather was a struggle because I did most of my training for commercial over the summer. So like how it is now where it rains every freaking afternoon.
It was like that last. I feel like this
Yeah.
year it rains all the time. Like it rained more than it did last year.
I don't know. Well, maybe it wouldn't rain, but like I could see the clouds getting thicker.
Yeah.
And like I could tell it was coming. So I would just I'd just cancel like a lesson.
Oh yeah.
And like I had to do that a bunch of times actually, like for over the summer. I thought you were gonna start getting mad at me for canceling so much, but it's like I couldn't go fly. The weather was bad, so
I don't remember.
no. Well, good.
Because I felt like last year it didn't rain as much, but I could be, I forget a lot.
So are you a flight instructor for hours mainly, or are you interested in teaching?
A little bit of both. I'd say mainly for hours, like most
That's what
CFIs.
most people,
yeah. It looks good on the resume, being a CFI. It shows, companies you got good communication skills.
Oh, that's cool.
you know?
Yeah, makes
So
sense.
I think that's like mostly like why they see it. And you obviously know what you're doing because you have to teach people how to
Hopefully.
fly planes. Yeah, hopefully.
I mean, just getting the license makes you better.
Yeah.
Because you got to practice and know this stuff really well. I mean, they grill you on the Checkride,
Mhm. Yeah, you got to know everything on the Checkride.
Yeah.
Now that I've started teaching students, it's been really fun. Like I've enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
That's what I was going to ask, if you've started teaching students yet.
Yeah, I've got a few. I just started, so my schedule's pretty light right now. But the ones I do
So
have
if you'd like to,
if you'd like to fly with me,
yes,
Here's your moment.
yes, give us a call. Ask for Chris.
yeah, come fly with me.
Come
So it's
fly
been
with-
pretty
Yes,
fun.
yes, you don't have to sing it.
Oh,
just-
okay.
Yeah,
Definitely beats sitting in the cubicle from 8 to
for
5.
accounting.
Yeah, for accounting.
Yeah.
So you haven't had a student solo yet? Are you that
Not
new?
yet.
Okay.
One's getting close. You just got to get the written done. But yeah, no,
Nice.
but yeah, he's
Yeah,
I got a
because
few that are close.
we require people to get their written done before they solo.
Oh, you can do it the other way?
What, not? Oh, yeah, you don't have to take your written until right before your check ride, but what tends to happen is people
Before they
procrastinate.
solo.
Yeah, before they
Mhm.
solo. What tends to happen is they procrastinate, and then like, all right, well, you got all your hours, but you can't take your check ride because you don't have a written done.
Yeah, I got you.
So we require them to get their written done before they solo.
And I think that's good too. So like they have at least the base knowledge
Yeah.
of like what to do by themselves,
Yeah.
They have some idea of like airspace
Hopefully.
and weather.
Hopefully
you
they
think.
paid
It is multiple
attention.
choice, so yeah, you can
Yeah.
somewhat guess on some of the questions.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you've been up in the air. You haven't just taught ground school.
No,
taught-
yeah, I've been up in the air. With
What
some
do you
students.
have a least favorite thing to teach while up in the air that that you just can't get through their heads?
Not really like a maneuver. Just going to Abbeville. Like going
Just going to
with
Abbeville.
Opelousas with their runway 18 and 36 down. I've been taking my students to Abbeville, and it's just there's always a helicopter coming from offshore, like just students in the pattern.
Those fish spotter guys.
Yeah,
You got to watch out for those guys.
yeah. So I always, and for both of my check rides with Peyton, I've had to go to or all three actually. I've had to go to Abbeville.
Really?
Yeah. So
Oh, so you're used to it.
yeah, I'm used to it now.
I know,
So.
yeah.
And I know he likes to go there, so that's why I take my students there to train.
But you
in
gotta
Abbeville.
now it's not you doing it, it's you telling somebody how to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I got to be on lookout because new students, they're not really gonna be great at spotting planes in the air.
Yeah.
So I got to be on alert, especially over there with all the helicopters and
Crazy it is.
Has that
It's-
happened yet with like you being like, is he going to notice that plane? Is he going to notice that plane?
No, I've been lucky so far with pretty good students, and like one of my students is a CFI student, so I mean he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So
Your door ever open up while you're flying?
oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, especially doing like for commercial training, I do the lazy 8 maneuver in 6-4 Papa.
Oh, and the door would open.
The door would, I'd be, banking kind of steep and the door would just crack open.
Not all the way though.
No, not all the way, but sometimes like I have like my wallet and keys in my pocket,
Oh,
and
no.
I like quickly I'd grab them just to make sure they wouldn't fly out my pocket. So that's happened a few
Hear
times.
that happen before on the solo.
Someone lost their wallet?
No,
No,
door open.
Sean's door opened on his
Yeah.
first solo.
Oh my God, that's terrifying.
Right.
On his first solo too. So like, yeah. Oh my God, he's probably so nervous too.
Yeah, it happened to Keith too.
First solo? Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't know if it was first solo. I know it happened at one point.
And he
in one of
ran
his
from
solos.
aviation
Yes.
for a while.
Yes, he was nervous.
One day when a student came in and he was wearing, it was like in the middle of the summer, like a couple weeks ago, and he wore like black pants with a black shirt and like on a hot summer day. And so we get up and we start doing some maneuvers, and then all of a sudden he just looks at me. He's like, "Hey man, I'm not feeling too great.
no.
Can we head back early?" And I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure. Just we have the 6 sacks in the plane if you need."
And
to
don't
throw
pass
up.
out on me.
Yeah, I took like the air hole that
Yeah.
allows all the air to come in at the top. I just like pointed it right at his face, so he gets some air on his face. So
Y'all should keep
hopefully cool him
a.
off.
Who was it that needed to be squirted with water?
Oh, that's Chris.
Chris?
Not this Chris.
Right.
Different Chris.
The other Chris.
Should keep a squirt bottle in there
Yeah.
just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you have one of those like fans, like the fans you can put on your shirt. I saw it at Rockin' on the Runway.
Oh, yeah. The kids got that. I don't know.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, they've
Yeah.
got a little clip on. And I think Lily had said something about, you could put this in the plane up against somewhere in the plane.
Lily's smart.
Yeah.
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 She's just like you.
I should. No.
Future pilot.
No.
Yeah, are either of them interested in aviation?
They like to fly. I think they go. I mean, Lily goes to sleep. I've taken Lorelai.
Lily goes to.
Yeah, she
Oh,
goes
in the plane.
In the plane. Yeah,
Like,
goes
yeah,
to
we all
sleep.
do, right?
Yeah.
It's my favorite hobby.
Yeah.
Well, I did take her on a flight in the Cirrus one time, and I was telling her about the parachute and all that, and
Was she like, pull the parachute, Dad? Pull the parachute.
no, I was briefing her on like, okay, if I pass out or whatever, you got to pull the
Oh,
parachute.
no.
Oh, you can't tell her that. She's gonna start freaking out.
Well, no, she stayed up the whole time.
Oh,
And
I
then-
would too.
Yeah, well, and I didn't, and then
After
she
that-
didn't find out I didn't find out till later. She told Aaron that I couldn't go to sleep because if Dad passed out, I'd have to pull
Oh,
the chute.
Ryan. How old
And I
is she?
didn't even think about it. You know,
How old is she?
she's 10.
Is she even strong enough to pull it?
No,
I
it's
didn't
like
think so.
45 pounds.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe
If
actually
jumped-
she was like maybe a year younger. So she was. I mean, she's little, so
Yeah.
she's on that line between 45, 50. I don't know.
Oh man.
So if you have passengers and you're in a new Cirrus, they have the auto land system.
Oh, and a new Cirrus.
The new
That's
Cirrus,
cool.
new Cirrus, you have an auto land. So if you have passengers, they can just hit the button, and then the plane finds the closest airport and
That's
does all the radio
crazy.
calls and everything and lands.
That's so cool.
How?
Uh,
You haven't tested one yet?
no, I haven't gotten to test one.
Have you flown a Cirrus?
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
to do that for my commercial training.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, me and John again. We
Yeah,
went up.
John
in the
loved that.
Cirrus.
I feel like if that
Oh,
plane
yeah.
was going up, John was in
John was
Yeah.
in the plane all the time.
Shit, I don't blame him. It's got AC
it. Yeah.
and autopilot. That thing is sweet. So yeah, we took it around Louisiana. We did like a trip to Monroe, then we go to Shreveport, land over there in like the smaller airport, and then straight back to Lafayette. So it was like a big round robin
Yeah.
around Louisiana. It was cool, and it has like the Sirius XM too. So
Oh, that's crazy.
I put on like the Jimmy Buffett station, like Margaritaville.
Oh,
and
yeah.
John was like, "We're not listening to this," or he changed it to like some rock or something.
What's wrong with Margaritaville?
Come on, John.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with Margaritaville.
Oh, yeah. So now they have that auto land system. It's pretty cool. They were talking about it the last training seminar I went to. I mean, basically, it just flies a plane, and you still got the parachute too. So it's like, it's kind of like, well, which one do I pull?
Well, I guess if the plane
Well, if
doesn't
you have an
work
engine,
anymore,
complete
yeah.
engine failure,
Yeah,
you
then
pull the
pull it
chute.
down.
There's no question about that.
Yeah.
I mean, that auto land system, you're really only going to use it if something happens to the pilot and you have people who can't fly.
Yeah.
You just started, middle of
No, like
Middle
in
of May. No,
first week of
June.
June.
You started in
Yeah,
June.
First
Yep.
week of June.
It's
Mhm.
only been 2 weeks in.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
Yes.
so I'm fresh.
He's fresh.
fresh.
New CFI, trying to get students.
And how long have you had your private?
my private. 2 years.
Okay.
About 2 years.
What was your first flight?
My first flight.
Like, I can fly now. I want to go here.
So I took my buddy Tanner up, and I just did a little touch and go in Lake Charles and back, just like with a passenger.
Did you think it was crazy that you were flying it?
Yeah, he was a little scared. Yeah, and I would be too. I mean, like looking back now, I'm like, man, like I was such a worse pilot than I am now.
It's crazy because like I think back of my first solo cross country and like, man, I didn't know anything. I'm lucky I made it, because
That's so scary.
yes. Well, like, my solo cross country was to Monroe because I was going to school in Natchitoches. I remember going to Monroe, doing my touch and go and like no big deal. And then my next stop was Jonesboro, Louisiana. And
I don't even know where that is.
yeah, it's a small town. They've got like a small runway with a trailer and a tractor
Yes.
on the airport.
On the airport?
On the airport.
Is that how you know where you are?
Yes. You
Is it
see
like-
the tractor and the trailer.
That's the waypoint.
So I remember leaving Monroe, and then they were telling me, Jonesboro's 12 o'clock, 5 miles or whatever. And I didn't see the airport. And then they said, okay, it's, about a mile, 12 o'clock. I was like, oh, yeah, I got the airport in sight.
Oh, that's the airport?
And then they said, okay, radar service terminated, squawk VFR. And I said, and so then in my mind, I repeated all back in my mind. I'm like, I got to find this airport. And so then I start looking around, and then I look down, and then I'm like, oh, there it is. And then I pull the power and just start circling down and landed.
Good thing you found it.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
glad
And
I
didn't have
found
to
it.
awkwardly go back and be like, hey, I lied.
Yes,
Where-
I really didn't see
Where
it.
am I? Just look for the tractor.
Yeah.
For the tractor.
And that's what they had. They had like a trailer. I guess that was the FBO, and
Yeah.
then the tractor sitting right next to it. I guess that's the guy who mows the grass.
He just likes to sit and watch.
Yeah, just sit and watch. And then I taxied back. All it had was a runway. There's I don't remember them being a taxiway. So I had to just taxi to the end of the runway, take off. Then I headed back to Natchitoches. And then I got back and thinking, like, I'm lucky I made it back.
So no FBO? That's crazy.
No, just a runway in the middle of a field.
That's funny.
Yeah. Did you know what an FBO was when you went to Lake Charles?
I knew, well, yeah, because we would or whoever I flew my first cross country with, we stopped and got fuel and went and showed me
we
the
did.
FBO.
We went to Baton Rouge, so probably when you had to
That
finish
too.
the check ride with Ryan.
Yeah,
So you had
you're,
some experience with FBOs.
Yeah,
right?
I've been to FBOs during my training because I think you wanted me to know what an FBO was and
Yeah.
how to get
Look at
fuel
you,
and
Ryan.
service.
I don't know. And see, it was after Sean, so
Yeah, you
You
learned
know.
your lesson.
yeah, I learned my lesson.
Yeah, I got the benefits. So
Thanks,
no, yeah,
Sean.
so I knew.
Yeah, he was the guinea pig. Sean was the guinea pig.
But it is funny though because I was even though I got my private, I was so nervous to actually stop at a random airport and taxi to the FBO and park because I didn't really know what we did it a couple times together, but by myself I'd be so nervous oh my god, what if I run over the lineman or something, hit him with the propeller. He's right in front of my plane, doing all this. What if I accidentally hit the throttle and
Okay, don't do anything wrong.
Don't do-
yeah.
Hit
So
the
I
brakes.
just do
Hit the
touch and
brakes. Hit
goes.
the brakes.
When if I bring friends up or something in the plane, we just do a touch and go. We wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
So
No, I know how to do this.
yeah, I'm I can do a touch and go and just leave.
Did we ever go and go to Opelousas and get fuel self-serve before you were farther than just on your private?
Mhm.
Okay.
We did.
Yeah, because that's one of those things that you don't teach because
It's
know,
not
you
in
go
the
to-
syllabus. Yeah.
yeah, I mean we're teaching you to fly, but it's something that you don't think about. If you go to a small airport, they usually have self-serve.
Yeah,
And
and that's
you
something I definitely want to show all of my students if they're first starting out, if they're
Yeah.
pre-solo guys, take them to Opelousas, go show them how to stick the the little, what do you call it, on the
Grounding
exhaust
wire.
yeah, the ground
Grounding wire.
wire on
Yeah.
the exhaust, and fill up how to not overflow it, make sure the
Yes,
fuel
yeah,
doesn't
know how to
run over the wing.
So
They like
that's-
to do that here, or it's just geysers out the fuel tank
Like,
and
all right,
just
that's
rolls
enough.
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they need to stop.
Yeah, sometimes we'll get to the planes and there'll be just fuel dripping off
Yeah.
the flaps.
Well, the fuel pumps in your car have an automatic shutoff, but the fuel pumps on the airplane on the trucks don't have an automatic shutoff. So it's up to the line guy to know when to stop.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't know when to stop, and it just comes shooting out.
How are you
the
supposed to know?
tank.
You just have to
You
look.
hear it, you watch
hear
it.
Oh, okay.
It's in the 152s. It's kind of hard to because it'll sound like it's close, and then next thing you know, it's coming out the top.
Oh,
Yeah, the sound's like
oh, it's getting there. Whoa!
whoa. The 172 is a little bit better.
But you can see in it too.
Yeah, you can see it coming up. Whenever we go to Lake Charles or Alexandria, it's better to use the self-serve because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Oh, so
But
you
they
do
have
pay-
full
okay.
service. They have full service. But yeah, you get a cheaper rate if you go to the self-serve.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not like people waiting at the gas station, asking for tips for putting it in your.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
You know, like, and the incentive in going to like Alexandria or Lake Charles is they give you they give you food too.
Yeah.
And if you buy gas, even if it's at the self-serve, you get the cheap fuel. I mean, cheap food, cheap something.
Yeah.
Cheap fuel and food.
Yeah. They give you a little discount.
Yeah.
How do they? You have to bring your receipt or something.
Yeah.
How do
Yeah.
they know?
Well, I think they know from the pump, but I don't know. You just go in and you're like, oh, I got some fuel at the self-serve.
So if you don't need fuel, just go get food and say you got
Yes.
fuel at the
Yes.
self-serve.
No, they can read your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how they know. I don't know if they even check, but you know.
Interesting.
They trust
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. Like in Lake Charles, you can call ahead and order your food on the way in.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's something I wish I would have done like with an instructor. I've never done that before. So like
Oh,
I've never actually tried
we're going to make
to
a
order
trip
ahead.
then.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Hop in, let's go.
I don't know if you can do that in Alexandria, but you can do it in Lake Charles.
Order ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have it on the menu. They have the frequency to call.
On a
Yeah.
frequency, so it's not. Oh, I guess
Yeah,
that
you're on
makes
the
sense.
radio. You're
Yeah.
switching over to this certain frequency, and you're saying,
That's
"Hey,
cool.
I want the
I'm coming in.
sausage po' boy, and Jimbo wants the étouffée. We'll be there in 20 minutes." They're like, "Okay." Well, and
Yeah.
they tell you on the menu like you got to call 20 minutes out, and then they'll have it there whenever you get there. You should try that. You should go with your students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now I will. Whenever they start doing cross countries, I'll
Yeah.
take them up. I'll order them some burgers or something. And
Yeah,
we can sit down and get lunch.
étouffée, red beans and rice.
Yeah, I did see that. That menu was pretty.
Yeah,
looked
we got it
some
here,
Good
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Most FBOs or some FBOs have restaurants.
This is like a
But,
full restaurant.
No, because they go get it somewhere. They go get it at a
Oh,
I think
Okay.
Alexandria has a full kitchen though, don't
yeah,
they?
Alexander's got
Yeah.
a kitchen.
And they got soft serve ice cream too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alexandria is nice.
Well, and Chenault has some ice cream sandwiches or something. They've got ice cream cones.
Oh yeah, they do. I think
Yeah.
me and Keith actually flew to Chenault one time and we stopped and
Yeah,
he-
got ice
they
cream.
got the ice cream.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That was in
The life of going to an FBO.
free ice cream.
If you go to Sugarland, they've got a pilot lounge with a movie theater and Xbox, and you can play Fight Night.
That's awesome.
It's a very specific thing.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what you did.
I've spent some time there.
That's pretty
awesome.
sick. Where's that?
Sugarland and by Houston.
Oh, okay.
All
Yeah.
right, let's go there instead.
Yeah. That's what it's like at the FBOs.
Yeah, once I get my multi-engine, y'all can all
Yeah, we
ride
just
with
all
me.
pile in and go.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you gonna go straight into something else at 1,500 hours? Are you gonna like slowly ease into it? Or are you like, let's go?
I mean, I guess we'll see. I'm not really
No rush.
sure. Yeah, I mean, the hiring isn't that great right now
Yeah.
at 1,500, so I guess it all just depends.
How many are you at?
Right now, my hours, I think I'm at like 340 something, almost 350.
That's cool.
Yeah, once I started getting students, man, it picked up so fast.
Yeah.
Like I knew it was going to, but like it's crazy. Like
different actually seeing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to fly twice a week, every week, and like that's how I got my hours. Now it's like twice a day,
Yeah.
or almost. So it's
Yeah,
been
you-
crazy, like how fast. I'm having trouble keeping up in my logbook, like recording each
Yeah.
flight.
You get to a point where you're like adding all this stuff in. You're like, I don't know if I'm flying this much. Am I really flying this
yeah,
much? You know?
yeah. I don't want to be like pencil whipping
Yeah,
my
no.
logbook, but
No, but it's just, yeah, I mean, you fly with all these people, but it's just so many people you fly with that it's just, you're logging all that stuff and it's hard to believe. How many hours have you gotten in 2 weeks? Do you know?
about 50. Oh,
About 50?
almost 50.
So
yeah.
you started out with 300?
About,
Yeah.
little, like slightly like over 300, maybe 310. So I got about 40 in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Dang.
And
Yeah.
then you're just getting started out. So like
Yeah.
it's probably going to pick up.
It's
Your
gonna pick
schedule's
up.
going to start building up because it always takes time to
Yeah.
get those students the new ones to come fly with you, you know.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they see this podcast and they think I'm a cool guy
That's
and they'll
right.
want to come fly with me.
That's right. That's
Well, I mean, you could be at 1,500 hours in less than a year.
Oh, I don't know about that. Well, it depends because like wintertime, the weather gets bad too. So like, I guess we won't
slows
be flying
down a
as
little bit
much.
because the
Yeah.
hours daylight's not as long. So
Yeah.
like right now you could fly till 8 o'clock if you want to. You know?
Yeah. Just max 8 hours
Yeah.
for the regs. But I did fly a lot for training for like CFI and II. Like I did a lot of flights because I felt my proficiency for instrument wasn't where I wanted it to be for II. So I wanted to fly a lot to
Yeah.
build up that proficiency.
Because you had a big gap between when you got your instrument and then trying to do instrument
Yeah.
instructor.
It was like almost a year later, a little over a year later, doing the instrument all over again. And I didn't really use it either because, you get your instrument rating, then you're back to flying VFR for maneuvers.
Doing the commercial.
Yeah. So, I guess I didn't really get to use it too much. I did one instrument trip to Destin for like the long cross country for commercial. That was under IFR conditions, but that's really like the only time I ever used it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about special VFR?
Never done it yet.
No.
No, I haven't done it yet. I know like John and Fernando did that one day when the weather got bad, but I kind of dread having to ask for it. Like I don't even know what to expect really. I know what to expect, but like
they love when you ask for it. They just can't tell you to ask for it.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to ask for it.
I'd be kind of nervous. You're like, hey, how you?
Hey, can I get that special?
Let me get that special.
Can I get that special?
And they're gonna be like, shut up.
752.
Shut
What
up.
are you talking about?
Yeah, like in my head, that's what I think they're gonna say. They're gonna be like, "What are you talking
What are
about?
you
What?
talking-
This has been a joke, an elaborate joke this whole time.
Yeah,
That would be the worst.
yeah. Even the tower guys are in on it because
Yeah.
they came in one day and we did like the tower talk with them, and
A whole,
they talked about special VFR and like, no, that was all a prank. It's actually not real.
most elaborate prank in aviation.
Yeah, it's not real.
Can I get that special?
No, special VFR, it's a myth.
Flight Tales, woo-woo.
If you've made it this far, you've listened to the entire episode, and for that, we would just like to say thank you, and we hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about today's episode or suggestions for future episodes, just leave a comment or message us, and we'll do our best to answer. If you'd like to check out some fun aviation videos, check out our YouTube channel at Owens Flight Training. Or if you'd like to get more information on becoming a safe, knowledgeable, and confident pilot, just head over to our website, owensflighttraining.com.